we are up and going, and here the audio is on. Everybody's rolling.
We're in.
Whoa. What is up, everybody? This is episode 16 of Arc 4 of Better Than Heroes.
Woo.
If you are new to our stream, welcome. I'm Rachel Weeks, and I play Klik, the level 11 Kreen fighter.
Oh, that's right. I'm Jordan Dahl, and I play the Moonboy, a level 11 Moonboy. I forgot.
Yeah, and we're missing. I almost said 2, but Andrew's permanently missing. Yeah, we are missing Aaron Urist tonight. He also was sick. I was sick last week, and he's sick this week. So we're gonna do.
Just to clarify, that made it sound like Andrew was dead. He's still alive.
Oh, yeah, somewhere. That's true. Yes,
Awaiting
yeah.
his return.
Yeah, he'll be
Absolutely.
back. Everyone just go to his house, bother him, tell him to come back. I think that will solve it.
I agree.
Sorry. Anyway, I interrupted. I'm Harlan Kelly. I'm the dungeon master of this game, and I play everybody else except for the moon.
I interrupted.
Sick tonight.
The moon is sick.
It was the eclipse.
Yeah, maybe you saw the moon last night looking quite sick.
She had a rough night.
Yeah.
So that's why Aaron's sick tonight. This is my cat Scully. She's gonna purr directly into my microphone. Hi. So we're gonna play some 5e Spelljammer inspired Dungeons and Dragons tonight. You can hear on the keys that our show is live soundtracked by Jason Wardell.
Woo!
It is live directed by K.A.I Drury of Tiger Moon Productions. And it is brought to you by you, the patrons and subscribers. So thank you guys so much for making this show possible every week. If you support this show financially in any way, you guys let us pay Case, you'll help us to pay Jason, and you help cover the cost of making this stream better and better. So if you like the show and you want to see it grow, consider supporting the show either financially by subscribing to the stream, by joining our Patreon, or picking up some sweet Better Than Heroes merch on Teespring.
Oh, I have a little surprise that I don't even think I've told you about, but I'm going to just talk about it real quick, if that's cool.
Do it. Ma'am.
Andrew, since we're talking about Andrew being permanently missing, that's, again, sounds like he's dead. But Andrew and I recorded a flute solo session that picks up immediately after he left the dinger. So
whoa, that's incredible.
We're gonna release it on Patreon. It's audio only, but I'm just cleaning up the audio, and then I'm gonna post it on there soon. So if you're looking for some more Better Than Heroes content and a very cool solo session, that's gonna be up soon. Yeah. Hopefully,
wow, incredible.
Next
that
couple
rules.
weeks.
I can't wait to listen.
I had no idea.
Yeah, I know. We've been kind of keeping it a secret, but it felt like the right time, so I just did.
Very cool.
You guys are on the ground floor of this secret. Cool. I can't wait to listen to it. That's exciting.
And now if anybody finds out, we'll know where the leak came from.
Yeah. Don't tell Aaron. Don't tell him. Also, if you haven't heard, Spelljammer is real, and it's coming to 5e officially, which means that this is the best time to tell your friends, tell your family, tell your coworkers about the show. That you
I'm so pumped.
like watching Spelljammer, and we're doing it well and in a fun way. Share the channel with your friends. We've got a YouTube channel. We've got a live show every Monday. As you know.
It's true. You're here.
You know about it.
Yeah, so we appreciate everything that you do to keep the show growing and changing and being awesome every week. I was going to say it's time for last week's recap.
Yeah.
We're going to have to fumble through it.
Yeah.
It's time for an improvised, loose recap.
Yeah. Aaron's the writer. I'm the improviser of this group. All right, here we go. Ready?
Chat, if we miss something, feel free to weigh in.
Chime in. I'll be watching it. Let's see. I bet I can even put myself up. This might take a second, but will be worth it for the bit
okay. I have
of me.
2 things that I need to tell people about.
Yeah, tell him.
The planar summoning digital dice set on D&D Beyond is insane. If you roll a crit, it summons a monster on your page.
Whoa, that's cool.
On your webpage. Also, there is a lunar sorcery subclass coming out with Spelljammer.
Oh, boy.
And I don't know what to do about that.
Oh, man, I'll tell you what I'm going to do about it is make some NPCs. That's what I'm going to do.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah. Let's go. Okay, cool. Here we go. Can someone say it's time for last week's recap?
It's almost time to play some D&D, but first, it's time for last week's recap.
Last time on Better Than Heroes. Shit. I was so working on that bit so much that I forgot what happened. The crew was joined by Gregory Punch, their friend from a long time ago, who somehow was doing a penance here in this dimension of doors that they are traveling through in hopes of saving their friends who have been missing. The crew of the Dinger has been missing for a long time after a fight. They don't know where they are, but they know it might be the Azure Forge. So they're traveling through this dimensional plane of existence, and they were with their friend Gregory Punch. Come on, Harlan. Just the last episode, damn it.
You're doing great.
Here's the whole campaign, real quick. They were interrogating Hexopolis the Burbalang in his own little dimensional hovel that was built full of trash. After some interrogation, he seemed still very cagey, so they beat him up some more and threatened him with being a blood geyser, and were able to get out of him that he used to work for the Undying Queen, which is a character that has mysteriously been on the edges of the plot the whole time. Man, it's weird when I do this. I know too much. I'm saying too much.
No, it's great. You're doing great.
The whole time.
Seem like you're about to spit out some huge tidbit now.
Wasn't this cool plot moment that happened awesome? Agree with me. Okay, so the whole time Moonboy was missing. Everyone seemed not worried about it, but he went off on his own with a moon golem that he summoned in the last combat. That's still rolling because that spell lasts for a while.
That's true.
So the crew knew that in order to get to this dimension that they were going to, where the Azure Forge is, because they interrogated Hexopolis, that they had to travel up to an area called the Pools and talk to a crystal being that was in the wall that seems to build the bridges of this area. So they did. And they also found out about a portal dimension. No, they're in the portal dimension. They also found about a door that leads to Tumult, a place that was mentioned before, and I don't even think you all remember that. But in that door, Gregory Punch took off and went to another plane of existence where he could fight evil things all of the time and not have to worry about maybe running into just some lost strangers. And K.A.I fixed his thing so he didn't have to just eat soup. I think that's it. Did I do it?
I think you nailed it.
Okay, that was way too much.
It was great.
But here's our
also,
intro.
Beef went with him.
Yeah, Beef with him. Almost didn't, but did. Bye.
Harlan, you forgot the part.
Okay, here we go. So, Jordan, I want you to give us the scene a little bit here, because what you see, what happened here was you won the fight. They were down in this hole. There was ghosts that you all fought, but they went deeper because they knew that Hexopolis could manifest himself, and so they went to try and find his body, find Klik's Githka, Chachka.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. And Moonboy, you see the moment, right? Like, you know that everybody's hustling through. You kind of got to keep going, keep moving because your friends are lost somewhere. But as you've walked down here at the bottom of this portal dimension, the very bottom of this crevice that you all are in with these glowing neon lights all above you, as you walked through, you found moonflowers
Yeah.
and a sign of Lunastera, which you previously thought of was lost. And this is kind of like, I just imagine this. I want you to take over the moment. I'm handing the moment over you, but I imagine you seeing like them going in, just like kicking ass in this battle, knowing what's about to happen. There's like this interrogation. They're going to find it. They're going to figure it out. And you know that you all are going to have to keep moving. So you have the moment to go and maybe go back and check out those flowers. And you've got this big moon golem with you. So I hand it over to you, kind of like what this moment looks like.
I think it's almost one of those things where we're like burrowing down into Hexopolis's lair, and as the Moonboy, I think it's one of those moments where like you think you're with your mom in the grocery store, and you look over and you're like, oh hey, whoa, look at these cool flowers, guys. And then he realizes that he's kind of lost the hand, as it were.
Yeah.
And he sort of kind of turns around and he's like, we were going, uh-oh. And he kind of looks at his giant buddy and he's like, did you see which way they go? And he's like, Lord. And you're like, all right. You don't seem to have much input. And I think
in that moment the big golem like leans down and picks up one of the flowers and is like looking at it and it's like, yeah. And you realize too, as you've wandered back and as you've looked around, you're not quite sure which direction the trash heap is either. Like, where it says beware Burvlang, because you don't remember it quite splitting like it did, but you were also following Gregory Punch, who can't get lost here. So, yeah.
I think it was more a matter of distraction where he stooped down to look at these flowers, and by the time he looked up, he was alone in the door dimension, and I think it's probably pretty easy to get turned around in the door dimension.
That's true.
And so I think instead of finding them, which he could do, he could cast a spell to locate them or something. I think that in this moment, the kind of curiosity of these flowers tug at him a little bit, and he's like, well, I mean, they're with Gregory Punch, and he's killed Hexopolis 4 or 5 times already. I think they'll probably be okay. Why don't we take a closer look? And he's going to take a closer look at these flowers. More importantly, the kind of substrate that they're growing out of. Is there anything? You mentioned earlier that this place is kind of streaked with different minerals and kind of rocks and things. Is there anything special about the substrate that they're growing from?
Ooh, that's a great question. Let's have you roll a nature check.
I've been working on it for about a week. Okay, nature check coming up.
Yeah, and again, like this whole place is called the caverns or the corridor, excuse me, because you know that like it makes sense to you why it's called that. There's all these like archways, like stone archways that don't seem to be up, but you're at the bottom of it, which is its own unique place that you've been guided by Gregory Punch down here, and it's called the Calling. That is like this very bottom level. And like the ground is this like it's like dusty almost. It's like sand, but every time you step on it, there's a whoof. So what'd you get on that nature check?
26 total.
Oh boy. Okay. Cool.
Moonboy's dialing it in this week.
Yeah. It seems to be it seems to be flourishing on the bottom level in this kind of like chalky dust. That you are walking on, like the plants that have fallen down, because it is kind of in a pathway, and the plants that are all the way on the bottom floor seem to be doing very well. And along the stone, they're kind of like stone walls up that go up to a platform that is another layer, where there are just more stone archways. You see, you can see a couple of them up there, but they're struggling up there. They're doing well, but they're kind of like spriggy and reaching out, trying to find where to go.
Okay. Okay.
Did that give you one? You rolled so high. You can kind of like keep pushing me if there's something that you're looking for. But that's like.
Is there a way with this roll for the Moonboy to sort of follow the growth to where it is getting stronger?
Absolutely. I would say
Right.
with that, they seem to be falling down. Like they're reaching toward the bottom, which what you would say. The trail you're looking for is up because it seems like they're leveled out. They're every like 20 feet, but they're definitely coming from above. So if you want to like move up to that first layer that is above the calling, that isn't the very base floor, it's about 25 feet up to just get on the first layer where there's like a stone outcropping.
So would the growth would be leading me up?
Yes, yeah. It seems like
Interesting.
It seems like it's growing down. If that makes sense. Like there's, you see them scattered about at about like every 20, 25 feet.
Yeah.
But they're definitely starting higher up and then growing down or like trying to get to the bottom floor.
Okay, great. The Moonboy is going to cast Ward on himself and fly up there.
Okay, cool. When you fly up, you land on what is this maybe 10-foot wide stone outcrop. It looks very similar to the one that is just like a ledge in front of the entrance that you came through, and you see just lines and lines and lines of these stone archways up against the crevice wall. And behind each of these, like deeper in the cavern of the alcove that these stone archways are there, you can see a door in the back of a few that are close to you. You see like 4 or 5, and as you fly up there and land, you hear from below, and you just hear a stone scraping as the golem is very slowly crawling up and following you.
Come on. Yes.
Yeah, it looks like he's climbing. It's like someone climbing up a muddy hill where he has to do it very slowly, but he's like slides down a bit, but he's getting up there.
Yeah. Okay. Oh wait, no, he doesn't, because he has Earth Glide.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, yeah. Let's say he does it.
Walks into the wall.
Yeah, he does it. Gets frustrated, and he's like, "Whatever," and then just like whoops up. Yeah,
and then just swims through.
Yeah.
It's okay, buddy. You looked really cool climbing like that.
He says and like reaches up and grabs a flower that seems to be growing on the again on the wall on this layer.
There you go. Okay. He's gonna continue to kind of follow these flowers.
Sure. Yeah. Let's have you do a survival roll, just because I think it's cool, and you're kind of like tracking the path.
I think it is. I agree. I will do this with guidance. Ugh. $10.
Okay, cool. You think you're following the path of them for a while, and you realize it's just kind of like random. They're like spaced out, and they're around each door. And as you like poke around, you're like looking at the doors at the back of the caverns, and none of them seem to be activated. But you do see a door at the back of each like alcove along this just boom, 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 boom of stone archways, and they just seem to be spread out, kind of like scattered. They're next to a lot of stone archways here, so you're kind of having trouble finding a pattern.
Okay.
And the moon golem has like a fistful of them now. These like
Stop that! Stop it! Spit those out. I saw you eat one.
No,
I've been thinking about it as well.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Let me just see what I have prepared here. Spell-wise? Bummer. Okay. Do I know what kind of flowers these are?
You do. They're called moonshell. They have a dark ivy stem. They have 2 pearlescent petals, and each petal looks like a conch shell.
Okay. Do they do anything?
Yeah, its seeds are potent, and in small doses it can be harvested for sleep and anxiety aids. The sweet spot of seeds can be used in attaining lucid dreaming, while too much can cause night terrors, sleep paralysis, and even be lethal.
Wow. Jeez. Fine line there. Okay, I think the Moonboy is going to kind of look around and be like, oh, come on. What am I looking for? I'm missing something. And he's going to kind of silence his mind and sort of think back to his meeting with the Moon Girl and what she taught him, and in doing so, he casts Enhance Ability on himself, and you see the moon of wisdom flash briefly over his head, and I now have advantage on wisdom checks, and I would like to make another survival check if that's okay.
Sure, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, like you're like frustrated, and you see the golem was kind of almost messing up your like the natural pattern because he's been picking the flowers as well. But yeah, as you cast the spell, there's just like this little moon halo over your head, and you can hear the whisper of the Moon Girl's words, and you can roll that.
Look closely. And I will roll a 19, followed by a... Come on. So 19 is going to be the high.
Okay, cool. With that, you can... you think about it, and you think about how flowers are often spread in the wild naturally, and you know that these flowers are kind of like growing toward, or usually grow toward moonlight or do well in moonlight. But often the way wildflowers are scattered is like, the seeds being picked up by the wind and being spread about. And so you look up and you see a very narrow green crystal bridge going from one side of the cavern that you were in, this crevice that you were in, to the other, and you see a bunch of these. You thought it was just like the glow of the neon bridge, but you see that they are growing kind of like in and all around and have been falling down from here.
Interesting.
And so, yeah, you kind of like hear the Moon Girl's voice say, "Look closely," and you're like, "Yeah," and you're like, you hear. Actually, you know what? This is what you hear. "Look to the moon, Moon Boy."
I love it.
And you look up in the air, and you can see all of these tiny. They look like moons. Of these just like glowing little conch shell petals all across this pathway.
Great. How high is it above me?
It's 25 feet. It's just on the next layer above you. It's just this small bridge that is, again, made of the crystal material, which you would know is kind of like separate from the rock walls here. It's just this like grown crystal that seem to be bridges connecting the different pathways here.
Okay. I am going to signal to this this giant to wait here. I presume he can't hang with this tiny bridge. Does it look like he would crush it?
Let's just have you roll a perception check just for the fun of it.
Ooh, with advantage due to my enhance ability. 27.
27. Okay. Yeah, with the 27, he can kind of like disperse his weight a little bit because that you can walk across these, and with his earth gliding, he could probably just like glide through it a little bit and disperse some of his weight, so he can get across. Yeah.
Dope. Okay.
He can't stand on it for very long, though. I will say he couldn't stay stationary on it for a long time.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to fly up first. I am going to tell him to wait here, and I'm going to fly up to the bridge and kind of observe either way. Look
Sure.
both ways.
Yeah,
as it were.
absolutely. When you fly up, there's just this like white moon glow around you. You up there in the light from your shoes, from your Moonboy ones, light up the
I thought I
area.
had him near me.
The best. Shout out, Uncle Brenner.
Shout out.
And you float up in the air with your shoes glowing, and you can see it's again just like grown all along this pathway. If it wasn't so, you'd almost think it was like trimmed to be on either side of the walkway, but it's not. You can just tell someone goes back, like people go back and forth here, as this just like growth on each side, and you can see a very like natural walk path from one side to the other, and you can see the green bridge this like green crystal bridge is connecting and grows once it hits the stone outcrop of the wall from either side. The crystal continues and seems to like spider web along the wall and into the cavern on one side and into another cavern on the other side. So it seems like these doors are active because of the growth off of the crystals. And you can even see on one side as you fly up here, the doorway closest to the green crystal bridge is glowing a bit. And you can see there's an active doorway on the back of the alcove of this gateway.
I fly to it.
Cool. Yeah, there is on the one closest to you, you see a very blue, it looks like turquoise, like the stone turquoise doorway on the far back wall of this cavern. And there's like a bright glow behind the doorway.
Okay. Yeah.
And you see there's also just like these moon flowers as well, just like everywhere. They're
Sure.
This small alcove is lush with them here.
Is the door open?
No, but there is a glow
Yeah.
behind it,
I see.
and you can see these like bits of crystal from the pathway go along the wall, very similar to the one that you came through. When you came in, you noticed these like spider web of crystal growth that were growing along the walls and like touching the door, and that is true here as well.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna fly. I'm gonna fly over there and inspect the door. I'm specifically looking for traps.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I would like to have you roll an investigation check here in a second, but
Okay.
first, I'd like you to have roll a percentile dice
Oh.
to decide what else is in this
So I shall.
alcove.
23.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, good.
With that,
Like,
as you
we're
were
going to Six Flags.
as you go into this cavern and you like you're looking around, you're approaching the door slowly and it's glowing, and you know better than to just open it. Like you're especially because you're alone and you're ingesting your surroundings here, and you hear this like it starts as a clicking, and then there is an inhale, and
Horrible.
you hear it behind you. It has stepped behind you as you walk into the alcove, and you see crouching down like a lion, slowly slinking through the grass up along the right wall is something that you would know as a dream eater. And you hear in a voice say, "Hello, lost one." And this big, huge, swirling head, it looks like one big eye, and it has like tentacles coming off of the side of it. Like you've seen this before in the Cove of the Bones. You saw it was like hiding under a cloak before, but it just like crawls around the corner. and is between you and the exit here. And so before we do anything else, I'm going to kick you out of here, Jordan, and we're going to switch over to Klik here.
Okay.
So, and we'll pick it up with you in a second. So we'll be right. I'll see you in a bit. We're going to stay here. I'm just going to kick you out and move over to Rachel. So, BRB, to be continued. Hi, Rachel.
Hi.
Hello.
To unmute. Okay. So Moonboy's not in imminent danger at all.
Not as far as Klik knows.
Yeah.
No. But yeah, you. The last we saw you were up high in the pools. You were looking around for, or you were waiting. You'd said goodbye to Gregory Punch, and you have gone looking for K.A.I. I mean, sorry, that's not true at all. My brain is scattered. Yeah, you were up here with the pools, and the Crystal Guardian of this area had told you that she would build you the bridge, absolutely, but it would take some time. And so, you need to reconnect with Moonboy. K.A.I seems very invested in watching the work that this Crystal Guardian is doing, as she's retreated into herself, but the growth has started, and he's kind of like looking very closely at it. And what would you like to do? I will say, you don't have to go look for Moonboy if you don't want to. But
she's gonna go look for Moonboy for sure.
Okay.
Well, we can't do anything until Moonboy gets here. So and he's been good out on his own for hours. God knows what happened to him. And she will try to backtrack. I mean, she also saw the moonflowers where we were previously. But obviously it's not super easy to navigate down through here. So yeah, she will
yeah, and you are now like
off.
way up here too. Like you are very far up. So yeah, if you step out you can step out in the pools here, and you can like look out and you can see this huge expanse that's in front of you. There's there are a lot of these crystal bridges that are spreading off from this outcrop that is the pools, that is all of these different colors of pools, and it's very lit up here because of all the different neon bridges that are creating some luminescence. And so you can see the other side of the crevice wall through the mist as well of the corridors, and it's just doors. All of these stone archways all across, and you're just kind of like looking out. And you can approach this in any way you want to. And I will say there are at least a lot of crystal bridges that seem to span around in a lot of different ways as well.
Are they distinct from each other in any way? Is there one that I could like spot looking similar to the flower that I saw previously, or is there any sort of or is it just all crystal bridges, sort of, as far as the eye can see?
Let's have you roll. I think this is just straight up perception, as you're trying to just like soak in the pathways here.
Just getting the lay of the land.
Yeah, and go for it. Yeah,
it's a 21 on perception.
21. Okay, cool. They're all different neon colors. So they're these kind of like primary colors a bit, and you don't see one that you recognize, but you do see you do notice a pattern between them that it's like wiring. It seems like a map almost, because of the different colors that are going in all these different directions and connecting in different ways. And you figure maybe if you talk to the Crystal Guardian, you might she might be able to point you in a direction, because you can see that there is a pattern there. You just can't quite snag it immediately.
Klik will go back to the Crystal Guardian for sure, and just say,
Madeira, there it is. I couldn't remember her name for a second because my brain is foggy because I was sick last week. But it is Madeira.
I'll go back to talk to Madeira and and say, look, I know you're busy and I'm sorry to ask another favor, but we have a friend lost in the network out there. He's following some sort of moonflower. Do you have any idea where he would have followed it, where I could find it?
Oh yeah, you can speak to her telepathically too.
Yeah.
When you connect, there's almost this like skittering, all these like skittering sounds as she's like thinking and moving, and you just see Kai over in the corner like watching very closely as this like crystal form is just like growing slowly, and the face on the large rock that you first met her on kind of like flips out and looks at you and says, moon flower, you need to find a friend. Many things are lost here, and if you stay here long enough, you just go to the calling, because everything goes down eventually. But you need him now, and he is lost recently. Yes?
Yeah, we preferably will be able to find him before the bridge is ready. I'm not leaving him here.
There is a Fuchsia Bridge that goes down quickly. You, if you're going down it, you'll slide quickly from here. It won't take you straight to where any moonflowers are, but it will get you down quickly. Fuchsia. She nods. Fuchsia. Anyway, don't touch that, she says to Kai, and then like her face disappears.
Here's a fun question. Can Klik see color?
Oh my god, I've never thought about it.
I mean, she recognized all the different colored bridges, but I just registered.
Let's just have you even, you know what? I think it's more fun this way. Let's have you roll for it, and let's just say you can't quite connect what is the fuchsia of here, and what is exactly the description, but you...
Classic too high scenario. Is
Yeah.
your fuchsia the same as my fuchsia in my eyes?
And give us a description of how Klik solves this problem. I don't think I want you to roll for it, because I think you could just talk to her and know, but I would love to know how you solve this problem without having the exact anatomy for it.
I mean, I think that's probably something that Klik has learned. She's spent many, the last, 5-6 years among people who see in a specific way. I think she's learned how to kind of translate how her eyes see, which is, I think, is probably more infrared. It's probably more layered with heat sensing rather than just light, and has balanced it in to understand what the English or the common words are for the each color.
Okay, cool.
So she can probably register it, but boy, have I not thought about it.
Let's have you roll a perception check just to find out if you have to go back and ask or if you know for sure, just because I think that's fun.
Now I'm looking up how humans can... So not mantis, shrimps.
My dad is pink-purple colorblind, and whenever I would tease him about it, I would be like, Dad, what color is this? And he's like, well, I know it's either pink or purple. I don't know which one it is. And so he would often... he would just match things for I know this works with pink and I know this works with purple. So that's kind of what I imagine Klik is I know the general range of these things, but fuchsia might be a little
it's one of these.
Yeah.
Praying mantises do not perceive the world as, for starters, they're very It says they have 3D sight. Oh, I'm gonna read about this. I have no idea. 2 large forward-facing eyes, very features, and you know what? It's fantasy eyes. I rolled a dirty 20 on the perception check.
Yeah, it is fair to take some liberties with the sentient, human-sized mantis. A dirty 20. Yeah, you like lock it in. You can tell the aura of it. It like almost tastes fuchsia to you. And you see that it's like jutting down like a water slide as well. So you're like 99.9 that this is the right one.
All right, cool.
Cool.
We'll go find the Fuchsia Bridge. The Fuchsia Slide.
Yeah, Fuchsia Slide.
Which is a dance coming out in 2026.
Yeah, it's a TikTok sound already. So you can get on it, and you can tell that there are like juts in it on one side that if you needed to walk up it, you could. But the right side of it is absolutely smooth, and you can crouch down, and it goes out and around and over. You can see it wind down and like goes along the side of the wall for a while, and then like juts down again and like swirls around, and it's tied up between all these different bridges. And this one's one of the bigger ones that you can see here. It like goes for a while. So if you want to give us a little flavor of what it looks like for Klik to surf/water slide down this crystal bridge, you can, and then I'm going to have you roll for it afterwards. But what does the mounting moment as you just whoosh down there look like?
She hates it. She's used to very static, like very, very stable senses. So I think she does like braces herself backwards and kind of slides on all 6 points backwards down the hill. She'd almost rather climb than slide all the way down.
Gosh, I just see like a dog that you're like pulling with a leash. That's like, no, I don't want to go down these stairs. Yeah. I love it.
Yeah, certainly not head first. I think she's just like, you gotta do it.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah, this is me like trying to ski too,
Yeah,
where you're like,
sure.
no, I'm going. I want to go slower. Yeah.
Yeah, she pizzas it. She pizzas down the slide.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, let's have you roll a acrobatics check here. Oh boy, is it ever an acrobatics check?
Well, that's not so bad. Dirty 20.
There you go. Okay, cool.
She's
Yes.
good at acrobatics.
Yeah, you get it. Even though it's nerve-wracking and unsettling, you get in a rhythm here, and it's like slow motion luging at this point, where you're just kind of coasting, and you kind of have your smaller mantis arms like pushing you this way and that as you're doing the main steering with your larger arms, and then you've kind of got it. You've got a nice like crouching position, and you just by, and you see, all of these different pathways, these like crystal bridges that are glowing, and you're whirring through them. And as you come along the wall, you're going straight for a bit, and you can see just all of these different stone archways that, again, are not like carved out stone. They're just portal doors, just the rounding thing. And you can see doorways at the back of them, but the only ones that actually, I want you to do a perception check as you are going down here as well. 13. Yeah, you see some doors seem to be active. You definitely notice that there's like a glow at the back of the alcove that these archways mark, but most of them aren't, and you're just as you slide down until you get and you get to the very end, and it stops you right there. The stone pathway connects. The crystal bridge connects to a stone outcrop, and across it, again, you see these like spider webby growth of crystal along the ground and up to the sides of the stone archway, and it seems to go deeper into the cavern that it is across from at the end of this slide bridge. And these crystal lines reach back into the back of the alcove that the archway marks, and there seems to be this fuchsia glow from the back of this alcove. This is not one you recognize or have seen before. It's just kind of where the end of this slide takes place.
Okay. Well, is there... So she has no idea where she is down here and needs to find... Can she try to feel out for Moonboy? I think she can it's only within 30 feet. But,
just like a telekinetic reach to see if...
Yeah. Just so try to communicate with Moonboy telepathically within 30 feet.
Yeah, he's definitely not within 30 feet. Like, but as you kind of like realize how alone you are, like you've been traveling with this crew for so much, and now that you've split up here, you see all of these doorways around you and just kind of like alone in this neon glow, and you reach out just Moonboy, into nothing, and you feel nothing back.
She will use Chameleon Carapace and
oh yeah, good call.
Move in the opposite direction from something she doesn't recognize.
Okay.
So we'll just move away from the fuchsia door, and she's on the lookout for the flowers, obviously.
Sure. Let's have you roll percentile dice.
Yeah, let's do it. 63.
As you just kind of like the fuchsia doorway, there isn't a path to the right. There's just the wall, this outcropping along to the left. And so you just kind of, chameleon carapace up, you blend into the wall, and you're walking along the wall. And you realize how far it's gotten you, very far down, Rachel. And you realize that you're on the first layer above the calling, and you can kind of like see the silt down there, and it leads you down to it from this fuchsia door. It walks you all the way down there. Is the only pathway along this ledge. And as you walk down, you see what at first you think are 4 people, and you get really worried it's just like jarring, because as you step through the mist, you see 4 people, and you can hear like this scurrying for a second, but you realize very quickly it's not scurrying, it's water. And the 4 people are all holding a bowl, and water is coming out of their hands into the bowl, and you realize it is a fountain, and 4 people are holding a fountain, or holding a bowl, and it is there are jets coming out of all of their hands into the bowl in the middle itself. And it's disconcerting, because when you were walking down here before, you saw nothing, like no stone statues at all, but this is clearly a stone statue and some sort of like fountain that is sitting right there at the very bottom of it all.
Check it for traps.
Sure, absolutely. Roll an investigation check. Absolutely.
I believe it's a 13. 13.
As you're like looking around, kind of like, slinking along the wall, maybe like throwing a rock at it or something. There are no traps. And you, but I would love to have you roll a perception no, you just rolled an investigation check. You got a 13. Yeah. Even with a 13, even if you're looking at it closely, you recognize one of these 4 stone figures. She is much smaller than the other 4. All 3 of them are standing at a very what you would see as a human height, smaller than you, but fairly tall. And one of them is much smaller and has her hands lifted all the way up to the bowl, and the other one seemed to be holding it at a lower level. And you recognize it as a stone depiction of the Moon Girl.
So there's 4 of them. Is this the cisterns? Is that the assumption that I'm here to make?
That is a question Rachel should ask Klik, because I think you have never seen any of the other cisterns, but this is Moon Girl in a group of 4 people, and Klik has been told about the 4 cisterns before.
Yeah. Can I make a history check?
Absolutely, you can. 100%. That's a great call.
What do you think, Klik? She's got a 10, so I don't know. Maybe it's her brother.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly, I would give Klik the word cisterns on that, because you've literally been told. I would say I'm not going to give you anything extra besides that, but you do know that Klik. I mean that is how Moon Girl knew Florial. And she talked about that.
Yeah.
That's not like that's a thing she's been directly told. So even on a 10, you could know that for sure. Can
I take a sample of the water in like a bottle or something, just in cases? You
definitely have an empty potion vial in there somewhere that you can scoop up some of the water. Absolutely.
I guess she will keep going, but
sure. And I will say, as you come over and scoop up some of the water, you see I guess, damn it, I fucked this up too. Man, I'm sad. Because you see two of them are human height and two of them are smaller, because one of them is the Moon Girl's height and the other is bigger than her, taller. You think maybe I messed that up because you missed that at first, but the other one is larger, sturdier, and seems to be a dwarf. It has this very even in the stone depiction, a very burly beard. There's no color to it. It's just stones, but you can see this very charming, soft face, which is has a bit of a grin to it, and has a tool belt on it as well, and is directly across from the Moon Girl. The one between them, closest to you, as you step up, you can see the point of elven ears, and it again is a smiling, but even with a smile on the face, there's a sternness to the gaze as it's holding the bowl, and it has just long, even in the stone depiction, has long hair, and across from it, the head of the fourth one is completely gone. And you notice all those things as you scoop the water out of the fountain. And you can have that.
There's no writing or anything on it? Or any markings that
Let's have you do another investigation check.
Sure. That one's better. 22.
With a 22, yes. In fact, you can see it written all the way around the bottom of the pool, just in one word, but it spans all the way around as you lean over, and it says the cisterns. And you see on the each statue has a stone medallion. It is not an actual medallion hung around their neck, but it's in the carving of the stone. And there is one with a doorway. There is one. Moon Girls has a star. The decapitated one has a doorway. There's one with a hammer, which is the dwarf, and then there one with flame, which is the elven person.
Okay.
And that is it.
All right. She will hurry along a little bit faster now down the hallway.
Sure. Let's have you now roll a perception check.
15.
You see, as you have to walk along for a bit, but eventually you see up above you along a ledge, one of the moon white baubles, and you can of the moonflower, and you see it, and then from there you can see a couple of more just spread out as you step up there, and you have a better position and can look out more, and you see one more, and then you see a bit of a cluster, and so you now have the trail to find Moonboy.
All right. She will hurry as quickly as she can.
Cool. I think with that, with that, with you finding the path here, we're going to cut to break as we're at the halfway point here. We're going to take 5 minutes real quick. Jordan, you're on camera back here with us, but we're just going to take a quick 5-minute break where we drink, pee, and we'll see you on the other side to bring these two together. See you in a second. Bye. Boom. We are
back.
here, and you're unmuted.
I can feel it.
And everything.
We're back. I can sense it.
Cool. Okay. So, Moonboy. A thing I'm going to retcon real quick is you got lost for a while down there.
Okay.
Because I was doing some time mapping in my head, and I was like, this doesn't line up at all. So for the people keeping track at home, you kicked around for a while looking through those flowers.
Maybe time works different here in the door dimension.
Yeah, I mean, it literally does,
like,
but...
Maybe it's like watching a movie with Rob Schneider, where it just seems longer.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm sorry for the
really
tangent.
Speedy slide. It's like a really fast slide.
Yeah, so fast that it puts you back in
More
time.
like a shoot.
Yeah. Can you? I'm
those
very
really fast
sorry for a
slides.
deeply
Yeah.
meaningless tangent, but have you all seen the movie Evolution with?
Yeah, holy shit. I watched that like 3 days ago.
Me too. Oh, look at Jordan. We were hanging out on the astral plane together, you and me. That's so
It was
wild.
suggested after some shit that I watched on Amazon Prime, and I was like, yeah.
The monsters in that, awesome.
Incredible, yeah.
Any form of logic inside of that movie, even for the stretched like monster movie, like the amount of scenes that are just like this does like, and now we're here. I was like, this is like a fun, like I'm stoned campaign, like that is happening right now. Like that, there's a fucking whole scene where they're just singing "Play That Funky Music, White Boy," and it connects to absolutely nothing. I was like, this is so. Anyway, I'm very sorry for that tangent.
I watched the 2019 Hellboy the other day. It is bad in a new and interesting way.
Oh
I'll
boy.
say that.
You better be careful. I think Andrew's in the chat. He deeply loves it. So yeah.
I deeply love Hellboy. That's why I get insulted when they keep doing this to my friend.
I see. Okay. It's fair. Yes, Clooney, the one with David Duchovny. It is so ridiculous. Okay.
Yeah. The
great
Hellboy
alien.
with David Duchovny.
Yeah, great.
Whoa.
Hellboy with David Duchovny. That's it.
David
I'm
Duchovny
Hellboy.
plays Hellboy?
Yeah, I'm a sex addict. I'm Hellboy. That's my David Duchovny, apparently. Okay, let's move on.
Okay, sorry. Let's get back into it. So, Moonboy, you see, which is now, as you all can see here now on the screen, Twitch viewers as well, you see this thing with a portal for a head is just creeping along the wall and is speaking to you. There is a voice coming out of it that's just like, hello, lost one. And you see this blue smoke just kind of like start to come out of the whirl that is its face.
Do I have time to do anything?
No, we're going to go straight into initiative here as it's also trying to do something. And Klik, you will be here. I would like you to roll a
Do
d6.
you still have a moon friend?
Yes.
Yes.
The moon golem
friend
is there.
here. Though...
Klik, I'd like you to roll a d6 real quick. 4? 3?
3.
Okay, cool. You will be here in 3 rounds.
Uh-oh.
But you can go ahead and roll.
Better than 6 rounds.
It's true.
That is better than 6 rounds. And there's only 3 characters on the board.
You got it.
Yeah. This isn't the Battle for Jadorian.
Yeah, my brain went to like, oh god, this is gonna take forever.
Yeah.
It's 2 episodes.
So, Jordan, will you roll initiative for yourself and the Moon Golem, and then Rachel, will you also roll initiative for yourself just to go ahead and get you in here?
I rolled a 20.
Nice. I rolled a 16 for Moonboy. The Moon Elemental. I have to find his stats real quick. he is. And he has rolled a... Doop, 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 doop.
A dip.
16. How about that?
16. Okay, cool. Look at you all going together.
Crazy.
I
think
what did you
technically
name
goes
him?
right
You named
after
him
me.
something very funny, and I forget what
Yeah,
it
I
is.
can't remember. I think it was
Okay.
like Carl Moonberg or something.
Hey, man, I wrote this down.
I wrote it. I think I wrote it down
was
somewhere
like,
too. I just have it.
seemed important at the time.
It's like Crag. So
Oh, it was
It's
Crag.
It's Crag. It's something.
Yeah.
is it really? If I remember that.
No, there's definitely a
Crag.
Crag. So I have Crag Thadbeard written down.
That's
and
what it
I
is.
crossed-
Holy
and then I crossed
shit.
it out and wrote Thad Cragbeard.
Thad
Yeah,
Cragbeard, exactly. Yes.
So
I was about to give myself a
I-
point of inspiration for remembering it, but it's Thad
Nope,
Cragbeard.
It's Thad. Because I definitely wrote it down as Crag Thadbeard, though, which is
That's
I
his
like the
brother.
idea
That's his
that-
brother. Yeah.
I like the idea that the Moonboy, as this combat starts, gets to yell, "Thad, to me!"
Okay, cool. So as this thing is just like walking across the wall toward you, Moonboy, it is going to be its turn first. And I need you, as we're doing a little bit of theater of the mind tonight. We're not doing a battle map. It's 15 feet away from you. And I need you to make a charisma saving throw as you see its huge like portal head turn and spinning, and you can as you look into it, you can hear just like a hum in your head, and you almost start to walk toward it.
I would
Yeah.
like you, because I cast Eclipse on myself before I came up here, to make a wisdom saving throw or choose another target.
Oh boy, okay.
Are you making an attack or harmful spell against me?
It is it's technically not a spell. It is an ability that it has. So it is not an attack. I think that this is a weird, fucked up like loophole for the DMs.
No, I think it
where this
doesn't
is
work.
it is using an innate ability that it has. I think it doesn't work. So I think you need to roll a charisma saving throw. I appreciate you rules lawyering yourself out of that.
Sure.
Which I'm not joking. I appreciate you being
My
fair there.
charisma's so bad.
yeah, mine's bad.
I sleep in a barrel. 4.
Um,
Now,
It-
as I do get advantage on wisdom saving throws against magical effects.
this is a charisma saving throw.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Moonboy, you are alone standing next to this turquoise door that is glowing, and this thing is creeping up on you and speaking to you. And I think now you're playing Crag Thadbeard, because as you look at this swirling portal head of its, this blue mist seeps out and like creeps up Moonboy's body, and his eyes flip that color, and the Moonboy is currently possessed by the dream eater.
It ate my dreams.
And a small lizard crawls out from under your hat, and its eyes are also the same color, and then it crawls
also
into your
possessed.
pocket. Yeah. That is now that is the end of its turn. But Moonboy, I get to take your turn here, or I guess you can. I trust you two. What are you doing against Thad Cragbeard? As you are, it's now going to urge you to and also the body of this, like it also disappears. It's not like it just charms you. The mist itself, it kind of like seeps up into you, so the creature is now possessing you like a ghost. It is hidden inside of your body. Actually, and I want to double check, I don't think it has your abilities, so because you are incapacitated and lose control of your body, but doesn't deprive the target of awareness. You attain your line and otherwise use efficiency. It doesn't gain access to the target's knowledge, class features, or proficiencies. So I don't get to blow into your spell slots, but I do.
Okay, incredible.
I do get to be you.
Okay, that's
yeah.
okay, because I was going to say, I think the first thing that a possessed Moonboy would do would be to dismiss Thad Cragbeard.
Yeah. Ooh.
And,
Ooh.
I
Does it break
think-
its concentration, right?
It is.
Ooh, you are incapacitated, which means that the concentration of the spell automatically goes away. This is fucking awesome.
What
Because
a
I
Batman
disagree.
versus Superman ass episode we're having.
actually, because I think we're just going to skip ahead now and to Klik being there, and this fixes all my time problems too.
Wait a minute. If your concentration is broken, the elemental doesn't disappear. Instead, you lose control of the elemental. It becomes hostile toward you and your companions, and it might attack.
I forgot about this part about summon elemental. That's very true. It only lasts an hour, though, right?
So we still here.
An
Yeah.
uncontrolled elemental can't be dismissed by you, and it disappears 1 hour after you summoned it.
Incredible. This just keeps getting better. This is why the rules of D&D are fun, everybody. So we are going to keep these 3 rounds, and you
Unreal.
are Thad Cragbeard unleashed here, Moonboy.
Versus Fans.
So yeah, this creeping thing just disappears into Moonboy's body, and Thad Cragbeard, give us a little description here, Jordan, as he is now like not a docile, like sweet Moonboy, like charmed giant. He is now like the fire of the moon, and has kind of just been unleashed on this world, and is like confused and upset.
I think once this thing is broken, whatever it is, whatever this connection that Moonboy has to it is broken, he looks around kind of panicky, and he starts to and like these cracks appear in his skin and begin to kind of burst with moonfire, and he sort of becomes this like blue magma version of himself. And it does say it becomes hostile towards you and your companions, and it might attack. I don't think it goes straight for Moonboy. I think it's just wigging out.
Okay,
and
cool.
I think it's going to attack what is nearest, which is the bridge.
Oh, that's cool as fuck. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, so he turns around and just sees like this like glowing piece of light and smashes down upon it. Go for it. Let's just have you roll an attack roll down upon it and see how much damage you do to it.
Okay. One second. Okay, and of course, I summoned him at level 7, which means he's the nastiest boy he can possibly be.
I love it.
He is a siege monster, so the elemental deals double damage to objects and structures. This couldn't have gone worse, really.
Sure.
Yikes indeed. Okay, multi-attack. The elemental makes 2 slam attacks. So, first one. Almost a crit, but instead simply a 8 plus 8. So, 16 to hit.
Okay, it does hit.
So that's 2d8 plus 5. The next one is going to be also a 16. What is happening?
Cool.
So that's 4d8 plus 10 doubled.
I'm just making up stats for a crystal bridge right now, just so you know, but I've got it. I've got its HP, I've got its AC. Let's go.
That is going to be 58 damage.
Oh boy, let's fucking go.
Oh my god.
As he turns and he slams his big moon arms down on the ground, and you, if you were watching this, which you do because you still have your sentience, you're like watching from inside. You just see Thad Cragbeard smash down on this like green bridge that you walked across, and it just crack, and it just goes. You see it just cracks all the way through in a bunch. It's like fireflies raining down as all of these different moonflowers fall off and litter down onto the ground. And there's a crack all the way through this, and a bunch of shards just go flying off and fall to the ground. And it looks very brittle, but it is still up.
Can I ask, does this affect the doors in any way?
Yes, it sure frickin' does. There is like a burst of light behind you, and there's like a spark, and it like flickers in and out, and it's still holding on right now.
Sure.
It's still connected, but it has that like street light flicker to it. Absolutely. And so that's going to bring up the being here. The Dream Eater is just going to chill and watch this. So, Jordan, let's have you roll a d6, and evens, you would let's say if it's a 1 or a 2, it attacks the Moonboy. Crag does, and if it's a 3 or a 6, it attacks the bridge still. 3. All right, roll that.
I need to get it to attack the Dream Eater.
Well, the Dream Eater is inside of Moonboy's body, is completely hidden.
No, but the giant. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It didn't just. I didn't describe that perfectly because like the mist, like,
Okay.
it's the moment in the vampire movie where you just like realize, or in the ghost movie where you realize the ghost has disappeared from the room and is now the other person. Where that mist is like fully, is its whole body at this point because it has taken over you.
Is like a 20-something that's gonna hit.
Cool.
And the next one is a dirty 20. They're both gonna hit.
All right, I love it. I love the scene of this.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
10.
Dice tell a story, baby. It's so good.
That's 60 damage.
All right, cool. With that, the bridge just completely shatters, and and Klik. I'm gonna even put you here a turn early because. As you are like moving and following this path, you hear this huge slam, and as you're just like sprinting through the mist, and you're not even sure where you're going, you're just following these thuds, and you're not even following a path. You could easily get lost here, but you see the rain down of all of these flowers and just the smash of the bridge, and you are here, and I'm gonna put you 60 feet from the entrance of where Moonboy is inside of, the entrance of the alcove that Moonboy is inside of. So you are...
So I'm 60 feet from the action.
Yeah, 60 feet from, let's say, where Thad Cragbeard is. He's standing outside of it, smashing down this bridge, and you just see it fall. And he is a level above you as well, but you can see like the ramp up to where he goes. So it would just take 60 feet of movement to get to where Thad Cragbeard is. Yeah.
Can I tell what's going on at all?
All you can tell is that Thad Cragbeard is smashing the bridge. And you can roll a perception check, absolutely, to just see what your gut tells you from that.
16.
16, this thing is not being controlled by Moonboy anymore. When you saw it, it was even when it was helping you, you know enough about Moonboy's summonings here and just magic in general that unless Moonboy is instructing him to break this bridge, he doesn't have control anymore. But it just doesn't feels off to you. Yeah.
He also looks a little different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I am going to... You can gain it for... There's a bonus action. Okay, I'm going to use a Psi-Powered Leap as a bonus action to double my speed, gain a flying speed equal to twice my walking speed until the end of the turn. Once I take this bonus action, I can't do it again, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So Klik will see the... elemental out of control and will use the force to get there in time.
Yeah, just across the room.
And I guess now that I'm closer, it's all probably the same. I think she's going to sorry, 60 feet changes things. You leap through this.
Someone said in chat, remember when the early days of BTH when big dammies were like 10?
I saw that.
It's true.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna hit it with my Githka.
Hell yeah.
Go for it. Yeah. As you just see this like out of control, like smashing moon elemental, and you just whoom, across this space, immediately just knowing something is amiss, and you land right next to it and attack it with your bladed weapon.
That is 17 to hit.
That is his AC.
Hell yeah.
Nice. Okay. I am... Well, I guess I roll that. Oh my gosh, everything's so far apart on my character sheet. Sorry.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff now.
That is 13 slashing damage. From
Jordan, I can keep track of its hit points now if you want me to.
Great, yeah.
I can kind of take over because you don't have control of it. Yeah, you don't have control of it anymore, so I can just take over.
Great.
Yeah.
That is 13 slashing damage on that, but I am going to use Resonant Smite, I think.
Let's go. Yeah.
And I'm going to spend some charges on the Omnipotent Engine to try to chill this situation out a little bit. So
yeah, this is an improvement made to your weapon by K.A.I's tinkering. Kind of like this connection between your weapon and the Omnipotent Engine. There's just a spark of energy that connects your psionic aura to the blade hitting it, and it just smashes against it. So
I'm going to add I'm going to spend 4 charges, which is 2d6, 3, 4, 5 d6
Hell yeah.
of additional psychic damage.
Go for it.
What did I say? 2, 3, 4, 5? 1 plus 6, 11, 16. Oh, wait, one more. 18. Psychic damage.
Okay, an additional 18.
31 total, I believe.
Hell yeah, thank you, Jordan.
I feel somewhat responsible for this situation.
No, I mean, it's good. Of
course, the first time I lose control of an elemental, it's like the biggest, nastiest thing I've ever summoned.
Yeah, 7th levels. Whew, let's go.
Yeah.
Is he on the edge of it? So he just blew up this bridge. Can I push him off something
meaningful? He's 10 feet from the lip of... Actually, no, he would be smashing against it. So I would just put him right up against it. He is on the lip there, and he would fall 25 feet down if you pushed him off.
All right. I'm gonna try. I mean, he can move through the dirt.
But he can still fall. Yeah.
All right. So I have to use a psionic strike. So I will spend a d8 to do that. It's 4 on that hit. So it's an additional 4 force damage, and then when I deal damage with psionic strike, I can force the target to make a strength saving throw. So he better roll poorly. But he is beating. I believe it's a 15. Yeah.
Ooh, I rolled really bad. That does help. I got a 12. Yeah, even with his very big bonus. Yeah.
I will move him 10 feet and push him off the edge of that thing.
Yeah, I love it too because he's smashed down, so he's like a little bent over, a little off kilter, and you just whoomph over, and with the force of your leap too, are just like in the air, slamming it down, and there's this surge from the Omnipotent Engine that K.A.I has made for you, and it just... There's a push out of nowhere of just this psionic energy, and he falls and will take. He takes 2d10 of force damage here as he falls down. He takes 12 points of damage as he just and smashes. There's a very noticeable puff too, because the silt that is at the bottom here just goes everywhere, and there are moonflowers that fly up with it as well as there's a huge slam on the ground, and he is prone as well because he fell, which is great.
Well, I will look for Moonboy and try and figure out what the hell is going on here.
Sure, absolutely. Roll a perception check.
An 18.
You can see Moonboy's form kind of like lit up by the glow of his shoes. inside of the alcove, but that's all you see. It's just like his glowing form from like, especially because from where you're standing, like you turn around and you look around and you're now up and you're 15 feet from the mouth of the alcove, and the alcove goes 15 feet back, and at the very back of it, so you're now 30 feet away from this small, just like glowing figure of Moonboy, which you see standing there, and just like the light of his shoes is creating his silhouette in the back of this cave, small cave.
Is he within 30 feet of me?
Yes.
I will try and communicate with him telepathically. Just be like, Moonboy, what's going on?
All right, let's see. I'm gonna see if I can, if my Dream Eater can imitate Moonboy. We're gonna find out. Doesn't gain access to the target's knowledge, so I'm gonna say it can use his body to speak, but he can't really like trick you with things only. And he says back, he does not communicate telepathically back to you, but the Dream Eater says back to you in Moonboy's voice. Jordan, can you give us a everything's fine here? In
everything's fine here.
Yeah, exactly.
I hate sad Cragbeard.
Did you lose control? What? I don't understand.
Just say yes, I lost control.
Bested by a superior being. I mean, yes, I lost control.
You can do an insight check, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean,
and you can do so with advantage.
Sick. Because she's pretty bad at that. Cool. 16.
Nice.
Ooh, man. I got a 12. I have a huge bonus to that too, and I didn't get it. It sounds as off as Jordan just made it sound. Like it is his voice, and it's weird that he's not responding to you telepathically too. It's like there's a roboticness to it.
He's saying things Moonboy would never say. Let's clean our rooms. I hate pickles. Screw the moon.
Yeah, but you can feel things are general too, because like it doesn't have your memories. So like there's like a little bit of like everything's. It doesn't say like he doesn't say Klik's name. You know, like he doesn't greet you.
You there, creature.
Yeah.
So I had 80 movement speed. I spent 60, so I have 20 left.
Yeah, you were 30 feet away from him too. Yeah.
And I'm 30 feet away from him. I will. I've done a lot of checks this turn. I technically have 2 more attacks, but I don't know if I've spent those. What do you want me to do here?
What do you mean?
I like talked and did.
Oh no! You can. That's just for RP. You absolutely can do the mechanics of like an attack here. Yes, totally.
Well, I will. I will throw a non-lethal cha-cha at the glowing shoes.
Hell yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
That is a 24 to hit.
Very nice, Jason.
That was incredible.
Yeah, well done. The tchotchke throw. That's what it is, right? Yeah.
Totally.
That is 11 slashing.
Okay.
And I've got one more. That'll miss. Yeah. It's an 11 to hit. I assume that doesn't hit you.
Yeah, that's a Jordan question. Yeah.
It does not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. And I think that as soon as a weapon is thrown, like Moonboy's head rises, and you can just see this like blue misty glow from his eyes that is unnatural. And I wouldn't say you know exactly what's going on, but there is
I've seen possession before.
Yeah.
Because we fought the possessed ghost that was possessing the little halfling.
Yes.
It's true. That's true. Yeah, hell yeah. Let's have you roll a pretty easy Arcana check here.
Arcana.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's just a 10. 10 is the DC.
Nice. I definitely beat that. It's a
Okay.
dirty 20. Wait, Arcana?
Incredible.
Dirty 20.
Yeah, you recognize
Come
this.
back and be like 2.
You recognize that Moonboy is being possessed right now. Absolutely.
Very cool.
Great. All right.
Yeah. She will angrily click at glowing Moonboy and be like, "Let him go."
Does anything happen when I take the damage?
No. The possession lasts past. I think I'm not going to tell you how to break the possession, but you do not get a
We've
roll.
broken
I will say.
possession before,
Yeah.
but I think it's like, I think we had to like kill him. We had to like knock him all the way out or something. We had to. I don't. Anyway,
Yeah. Jordan, my Discord won't open, so I'm gonna DM you on Twitter the rules of this possession, because I think it will be entertaining for you if you have them too here.
Okay.
Just you're not allowed to leak them to Rachel. That's all I'm saying.
I shan't.
Okay, cool.
Moon Scouts and
Okay,
all
cool. That is the end of your turn then, I believe. After you've taken, you've done those attacks. Now, Klik. This is the real fun. I need you. It looks at you and it says, Moonboy, can you give me a "We are friends, trust me"?
We are friends. Trust me.
And I need you to give me a wisdom saving throw here.
Okay.
This is where it gets really weird if you fail this one.
Okay, I rolled actually pretty well. Wisdom
Great.
saving throw. 17.
Okay. The DC was 16. So, oh boy. If you failed that, I was going to end the episode and not tell Aaron what was happening, and then we'd just pick it up with just Aaron next time and be like, okay, here we go. All right, great. That is, it does not get to use the Dominate Person spell. That is blown, and it does not have access to it. So, boom.
Terrifying.
But you can see Moonboy's eyes both start to swirl, and in the same way that there is this Dream Eater art over here, and in the same way that there is like a portal swirl, and you can see like galaxies in it for a second, and you can feel the mist like creep over towards your legs that is coming out of Moonboy as well, and it's almost like when you were on Jadorian and you hear whispers of like the lives that you were connected to, you feel it just like creeping into your body, but you push it off. You know that it is trying to take over you in some way, and so it does not work. And this one, you definitely know that this is not Moonboy now. Don't worry.
You also see a single tear roll down the Moonboy's cheek.
And it sparkles.
Oh, yeah.
Oh man, because it specifically says you don't. Yeah, you know exactly what's happening, Moonboy. So terrifying, just like true horror for me. That is going to be the end of its turn, as it kind of can't really do anything. You have it pretty cornered in this alcove, so it is just has its back flat against here and is trapped by you a little bit, but is ready to go. Mm-hmm. That is going to bring up Thad Cragbeard. And Moonboy, can I just have you roll evens or odds on any dice? And on an odd, it is going to enter the foray here, and on an even, it is going to continue just like smashing whatever it can find over there.
That's odd, baby!
What did I just say? Does anyone know what I literally just said?
Enters the foray.
Okay, cool. Great.
Welcome back, Thad.
So it is going to stand up and
That kind of sounds like one of the Muppets.
it is going to stand up and then use the dash action to just appear from the ground behind you, Rachel. It just comes floating up because it can earth glide, so it's just floating up behind you, and you just hear "Noom" as it is now currently standing right behind you, and you hear and it cannot attack you, but it does make exactly that sound as it glides up from below and just whoops behind you. and that is going to bring up you again, Klik.
I just realized that I also have advantage on charisma saving throws against magic.
Shoot. Well,
Too late.
dice tell a story. Yep.
I understand.
Okay. Klik is going to... I'm going to spend 3 charges on the Elder Queen braces, and I'm going to use Psychic Rift. I'm going to see... so I'm going to leap through space. Like, canonically, I'll use the Githka to slice a space...
So cool.
like, slice a portal in
Yes.
time and space.
Hell yeah.
And I will leap through, and I will attack Moonboy with my Githka.
Absolutely.
I don't know. This is...
Yeah,
this
the
is
bracelets
like a
around your
really-
arm activate. You slice it open. You can just leap through and attack, and then step right back through it. No problem.
It's a dirty 20 to hit.
And that does hit Moonboy.
If your first attack hits, the creature must make a DC 16 Wisdom saving throw or be stunned for 1 minute.
Go for it.
Is this, I guess he doesn't have access to my stuff.
It doesn't. No, yeah,
So is
it
it
doesn't
just a
have your
flat
spells.
roll?
Yeah, just
Okay, so the roll on the dice
Oh, no,
is
yeah.
13.
you know, this one's me though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I also got a 13 on the dice. Look at that.
Dice!
Dice tell a
The
story.
dice.
Dice
They
tell a story.
decided.
And it is, but it's charisma, right?
Decided?
Or what?
No, it's Wisdom.
Wisdom. Because it specifically says it retains its mental stats, that is going to give it a 16 altogether.
Alright,
On a
so
saving
it's-
throw too? Oh, I'm sorry. It's higher than that. It's 19.
Well, it certainly
Yeah.
saves then.
20. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I was
not
thinking
stunned.
it was going to be flat rolls, and I was
Damn
like,
it.
I have no chance against Druid's Wisdom modifier, but
Yeah.
my bad.
This one also has a
well,
huge
I
wisdom modifier,
Still do son of a the 8 plus rolling 6, 14 slashing,
Okay. And Jordan, you're
And-
keeping track of your hit points, right? Cool.
and we hit again. This one is a 10 to hit. Gosh, she has rolled so badly to hit. Okay, attack 2. This one definitely hits. 8 on the first one. And that one definitely hits. 12 on the second one, so 20 in the second attack.
Oh boy.
I'm doing my best.
Yeah. This.
No,
yeah.
She's just smacking him with the flat side of a fan, basically.
Yeah.
It's got this big circle thing.
Sure.
I do love that you're like switching your training weapon almost. Like you're just like, you know, turning it to the side, but still beating the shit out of him. You know, like. Yeah.
This one is a 11 to hit. God, she hasn't rolled this bad.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense too.
too.
I love again, Dice Tell a Story. I love this too because you're like having to switch and you're like, you can't just go full on in. You're trying to just like beat the crap out of him and knock him out. So
Yeah.
you can't, you're kind of pulling punches a little bit, even though you know.
This one definitely hits. It's another 10.
Another 10 points of damage to Moonboy. Is that what you, yeah.
Yes. Can I do anything with that? Not particularly. Okay. Whoop. That's what I got.
Awesome.
Spent 3 of those.
Yeah, so yeah, as you step up here and you can, there's just this blue swirling mist coming out of a Moonboy, and he's cast these spells at you, and you know he's possessed by something, so you're just trying to beat the crap out of him to like get it out of him. And you can see just like blood dripping down Moonboy's nose as you connect with his face at one point, and again, yeah, but he just kind of like looks up, and there's a very disconcerting grin on his face. It doesn't look like him. Yeah, is that reacting to you in the way that he would? And each time you hit him too, it just like he stays grinning. And he'll even say to you, "Why are you hitting me?"
Hate it. Hate it.
We're friends.
it is going to be this creature's turn, and it looks up at you, and it does the Moonboy uppy at you, and there is like a white, like the white of there's a white moonish glow that mixes with this like blue mist that's coming out and surrounding Moonboy, and the lights just start to pulse and flash, and I need you to roll another saving throw for me, Klik. It's going to be another wisdom saving throw.
14.
And as the lights, are you immune to being charmed by any chance?
Yes. I have guarded mind.
I thought
no. If I start my turn charmed, I can spend a psi die to drop it.
Okay. So
and every effect subjecting you to those conditions. So I would be charmed for like
a single turn. Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you have resistance, moreover, if you start your turn charmed, you can expend a psionic in every effect subjecting you to that. So do you skip your turn, or do you have that turn?
I think you get that turn. Yeah, because it does. It's not an action to expend your psi dice. You just have the thing. Yeah. So, yeah. So you fail this, and there is like this pulse, and you have seen Flute cast this spell before, and you've seen other people. You feel your body just go slack, and it feels nice and warm and relaxing, and you're just filled with euphoria and kind of like looking off into the distance. And with that, after the spell is cast, this creature is going to, the Moonboy is going to step past you as you aren't, you were just totally charmed here and looking the other way. It's going to step past you and move 25 feet, which is going to be technically, it's 5 feet in front of you. So he's going to move 25 feet away from you and is going to be at the mouth, just 5 feet past the mouth of the alcove that you are in now. And it thinks it's getting away. It doesn't know that you can do this. So that's going to be the end of its turn. And Thad Cragbeard does get an attack of opportunity against the Moonboy as it steps past.
Okay, come on, Thad. With the heavy backhand swing. That is going to be 17, which matches Moonboy's armor class.
Oh, boy. Okay.
Right.
And roll that damage and then give us some flavor here of what happens with Thad Cragbeard, too. Who's like like standing over Klik and is about to like smash down on Klik and Will on his turn, but Moonboy is past him and he's going to get a swipe.
I picture this as like a no-look side punch, like in cartoons.
Truly. Absolutely, that's what happens.
Just a poof, like a meaty fist from a little guy. Yeah.
Wham! Right in the kisser. 7 plus 5, that's going to be 12 damage.
Okay, cool. And you can just go ahead and take Thad Cragbeard's turn, too, because he's not helping you. Like, he's not going to not try and break this charm. He doesn't give a shit. So he's just going to smash down on Klik, who is the closest thing to him as he earth glided back into his cave.
Smash on Moonboy because he's just hit him?
Klik did attack him. So he's getting a swipe at Moonboy because he's just just flailing and hitting things around him. But Klik is the threat to him, so he's just smashing down.
That's a 25 to hit.
Alrighty.
Oh yeah, that'll hit.
Oh, and you do. I think you are incapacitated with hypnotic pattern, so he might have advantage. So you can crit fish if you want to.
I'm okay.
No. You are incapacitated, so you can roll one more time to see if you crit.
All right.
You have to, Jordan. You must. You must
lower.
be evil.
I rolled lower.
Yeah.
14 damage on the first one. The next one is, thankfully, he only rolled a 10. But
that does not.
Wait, does the first damage undo the? Am I still at advantage?
She gets to roll another wisdom saving throw to maybe break the charm. Oh, no,
Nope.
never mind. The spell ends for an infected creature if it takes any damage.
Yep. Oh, okay, so it does end.
Yep, it does.
So he misses. No
cool.
more advantage.
Yeah. You just get the one hit.
And I don't have to spend a psi die on my upkeep.
Thad.
Yeah.
Dick.
Man, I just realized how much this is both you all actually having to fight each other in game, and I'm in meta wise too. I'm like, yes, you have to DM your own moments of cruelty to each other. So now you see what happens with me all the time. I love you guys. I love hanging out. I'm rooting for you, but I have to also smash you with the Thad Cragbeards of the world. Okay, cool. So that is Thad Cragbeard's turn. Klik, you don't even have to spin the side dice. The hypnotic pattern is broken by Thad Cragbeard, the moon elemental, and it is now your turn again. And you see, you kind of come out of this, and you just see Moonboy look behind you mischievously with this blue mist coming out of his eyes and around him, and he's trying to escape.
Klik will turn on her heel and full-on flying tackle Moonboy.
Let's go.
With the Gitka out.
Cool.
But yeah, it's a flying attack for sure.
Yeah. Your huge leap just out. No.
That one definitely hits. That's a 24 to hit.
Nice.
It's 8 damage. The second one is 21 to hit. That's 9 damage. Yep. Second attack. 18 to hit. It is 8 damage.
All right.
Okay.
Pointy end. That is dirty 20 to hit. 8. Another 8. Yes. Damage. Third attack. I mean, it's like she's just like I guess could I try to? I'm a little worried about this fly speed. I can catch him. What am I talking about?
Yeah.
I can't catch him.
You are the wind.
Yeah. I mean,
third attack.
There's definitely a moment too, like probably a shift in Klik's mind too, because once you got hit by that spell and you realize, even if you there's something that's worse here than you having to beat up Moonboy, which is this thing could get away with Moonboy's body.
For sure.
And so, you can turn it on, and you're just you just like fly over and smash the shit out of Moonboy here.
Yeah. All right. I got one more attack. This one misses. For fuck's sake. This one misses.
Okay,
I've
cool.
never missed this many times.
Yeah.
And she just doesn't want to hurt him.
Yeah.
I thought about trying to grapple him, but
Yeah.
Right.
You beat the crap out of him. Then there's just like this smiling Moonboy face that's like, no, why are you hurting me? That the Dream Eater is continuing to like have his body do, and so you again, it's like
you know
hard
what
to.
it is? She's closing her eyes.
Holy shit! Oh my! That made me like itch. Like
Yeah.
That's
just the.
God damn it, Klik.
Oh, you're flinching. Oh man.
Well, she's just like I just can't. She can't look at him while she's doing it.
Just beating the snot out of your friend, your little tiny friend.
He, if I may,
Go for it.
looks on death's door, but he's still smiling this horrible smile.
Yeah.
You frankly have never seen the Moonboy take quite as much damage as this. And his jimmy jams are all torn, and his hat has blood on it, and he's, a tooth is missing, and he seems to love it.
It is also possible I gave the moon elemental an attack of opportunity because I left that spot.
That's a good call, Jordan. No, it's me. It's me now. Sorry. That's gonna. Sorry, I forgot I took over that, and then I asked you for it earlier, Jordan. That is going to be absolutely going to hit. It's a 20, it's be over 20, and so it's. So you do take. Oh my god, I rolled so high on damage. 19 points of bludgeoning damage as an arm just slams against your back as you flying leap through there. It just like conks you on the back of the head of this huge moon elemental's arm.
Klik has also never taken this much damage in battle. She has been like seen worse days, but she is bloodied for sure.
Let's go. That is going to be the end of your turn, I believe.
Yeah.
I'm going to make a maybe strategically bad decision, but I'm going to talk it through real quick just so you know what's happening. It still doesn't know that Klik is immune to this charm, because the reason the charm was broken was because Thad Cragbeard hit her. So I think it's going to try and charm you again. So again, you just see this pulse of like blue and white as it, like, you're looking down and it's smiling up. It just like starts to flash in front of your eyes again. And I'd love to have you do a charisma saving throw.
15.
Okay, that fails.
Oh, charisma? 14.
Yeah. So that fails. So it is going to be able to... the Moonboy charms you here with this pulse of energy, and it moves 25 feet away from you. It, again, doesn't know you well enough to know, it doesn't have access to Moonboy's knowledge that it can't really... I guess it will fly 30 feet away from you, that you can't grab it. So I think, it's going to fly 30 feet up into the air, too, because it wants to stay away from Thad Cragbeard. So it just flies 30 feet up into the air with Moonboy's boots, which is not using one of your abilities, it's using one of your items, which it can do. And that is going to be the end of its turn. That will bring up Thad, who's going to take a swing at Klik here. And it has 2 slam attacks. The first one's going to hit, and the second... What's your AC?
I assume I can't reuse a reaction, but it is 17.
You can use a reaction.
I am incapacitated.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you're right. You can't use an action. Reaction, you're right. So the first one hits. You can use a reaction on the second one. So
how much am I taking on this first one?
First one is 13 points of bludgeoning damage. And then the second one does hit. And you...
I will use I'll use a shield reaction on the bracers, the deflection. So my AC goes to 22.
It stops the attack. So the first one hits, and you come out again, just like you're gone in the blinking lights. You know, you're a bug literally staring at a light, and it's an aggressive wake up as the big stone fist just smashes against you, and when you see the other one flying down, your psionic shield goes up and just causes the arm to graze off and smash down on the ground. And
until the end of their next turn. Okay, cool. So I have the shield up until the end of my turn.
Cool.
Ooh.
Awesome. That is the end of Thad Cragbeard's turn. It is now your turn.
That's me. 30 feet in the air, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I will chuck a chakcha at Moonboy in the sky.
Go for it.
With diamonds.
That is a dirty 20 to hit.
Does it?
This one does... That's a number. 12 slashing.
The Moonboy has been killed.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
By Klik.
Oh my God.
When Moonboy goes unconscious, you see the tchotchke flies up and sticks into Moonboy's body, and you just hear a and the mist pulls itself out, and you see this Dream Eater's form hovering up in the air. It is able to fly here too, and it is just like flying up in this spot, and Moonboy's unconscious body falls down 30 feet. And
Can I catch it?
Sticking out of his torso.
Sure. Let's have you do.
I mean, she knows she's shooting him out of the sky. I think she's ready for this.
Yeah, I think you can do an athletics check here, and it's hard. even though it's you have to get DC is 20 because you have to catch him in a way that prevents him from like being hurt at all. You know, you have to like really soften the landing.
21.
There you go. There you go.
That was the longest 3 seconds of my life.
It was also like 0.3 seconds. Yeah. Hell yeah, Rachel. Hell fucking yeah.
Hell yeah.
So
okay.
Yeah, give it to us.
Yeah, I think Klik jumps to catch Moonboy, and I'm gonna use my bonus action to run. A lot. I'm gonna move 80 feet away from the situation.
Cool.
So I'm gonna leap to catch Moonboy, and then I am going to use a Psi-Powered. I'm gonna use a Psi-Powered Leap to catch Moonboy, and then keep going another 80 feet out of this goddamn encounter.
I rolled for Thad Cragbeard's attack of opportunity, and he missed. He did not get because of the shield too. But I think we're going to end it here because also the Dream Eater is not, it does not have its ability to possess you. It had the advantage and it does not have the advantage anymore, so it is going to peace out and can. But I just want to end on this awesome scene of you throwing the Githka up, hitting Moonboy, it's splitting apart, Moonboy's body falling, and then you just leaping up to catch it, like to meet him in the air as Thad swipes at you. And you're going up and Moonboy's going down, and you just so after beating the crap out of him, so gently catch him with all 4 of your arms, and then kick off of the wall and like up to another layer and are out of here. Go for it. I think
with his brief moment of release before he dies, he sees that Klik catches him and he says, "Klik, you saved me." And then he looks down at the Tchotchke and loses consciousness.
I love it. Okay, cool. That's what we're going to call it there.
Holy shit.
What a good one.
I didn't
fully decided by dice rolls. Fully decided by dice rolls.
This is maybe my favorite session of D&D I've ever played.
Oh my god.
That was insane. That was all you, too. You just fought that entire fight.
Yeah.
Oh.
That was...
I don't know... my HP has never been this low, but I am at 38 out of 100, and I had bonus HP, so I was at 117, and I fallen to 38 today.
Oh, boy.
Crazy.
Yeah, you tanked a lot of damage in the last fight, too.
Yeah, we even had more temporary hit points. I think I was well above that.
Yeah, you've tanked a lot of, like, in that fight and in the one before, you tanked a lot of damage. So
teamwork.
Who
needs it? That's crazy. Remember in the first session when I died? This is the first time since then that this has happened.
That you've gone unconscious?
When I had 12 hit points.
Wow. Yeah. I really threw a blood at you at level 3. That was great. Yeah. That was an awesome session. I had
that was incredible.
It was just a roll table. I just had a roll table and the whole thing told the story by itself. So that was awesome. Cool. All right. Well, we'll pick it up here next time with Klik walking back up the Fuchsia slide and with Moonboy in her arms.
Mortally wounded Moonboy.
Yeah. Great. That's it. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. We were sad to take a week off, but we're glad to be back. We should have the full crew back next game, and you all will be heading to a new dimension. Heading toward probably. We'll see. I've learned my lesson of predicting what is going to happen at all. I never know. But yeah,
hopefully we didn't need that bridge that got destroyed.
yeah. The path
Sorry.
that pathway is now closed and broken.
Nobody
it seems.
tell Madeira. Nobody tells her.
All
Cool.
because I forgot that I have advantage on charisma saves. You guys have to remind me, chat, because I'm stupid from years of weed.
Oh my god, I can't. I was so happy when I saw that that it was charmed effects. I was worried it was just frightened effects.
Yeah.
Because I was like, her charisma
Incredible.
is a -1. Like she will absolutely get smoked by this thing.
I can't believe that it worked out the way that it did. I
Yeah,
thought that
it
when
was
you got
crazy.
charmed, I was like, okay, well now this thing just has an army of us.
Yeah, I mean, it just has
I mean-
Moonboy's body, and you all have to. It's like Klik and K.A.I have to go find it. You know.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Great session. That was awesome. It was so much fun.
Buck wild.
Just an extra shout out to all the Patreon supporters we have out there, all the Twitch subscribers. You literally keep our lights on. I've been, I paid the bills this week, and I was just feeling grateful for how many people actually keep our game running. So we truly could not do it at the level that we're doing it without you. So thank you. If you're considering supporting a show somewhere, it'd be great. It helps us out.
Yeah.
It makes us keep doing
for
this.
Jason tonight too.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Because you're helping this awesome stuff happen as well, and Jason absolutely murdered it.
Jason, can you do the Githka on command? I don't know if you can, but that was cool as fuck. That was so awesome that there was a sound for it. This is it. Yeah.
There it is.
Also, a thing that happens
Amazing.
sometimes during pre-show or after show.
I love it.
awesome. There it is. Awesome. Things that happens during pre-show or after show is we'll ask Jason a question and he'll respond by doing that ding ding ding, like with like a yes, and then sometimes he says no, and
What
you
does
can
the
just
no
hear it.
sound
You know
like?
it. Jason, do you have a no for us?
There it is.
Yeah, and that's it. No, yeah, no way. Oh yeah, no. But did you enjoy the?
Oh God, he fell over.
But Jason, did you enjoy the show tonight? Oh, see, there we go. There we go. It's so nice.
Jason's a computer. I don't know if you made this clear.
So good. All right. Well, thanks everybody. We'll get out of here and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Stargazer, Moonboy, Klik, the Crusher, K.A.I, Humbly Chef, and the Wind Rider, Flute, Whim Teaser. They're better than he.